My dear students, I am thankful to you that you have taken out time to watch this video. My name is Ferhan Mazher, and today is 19th December 2021. Right now, I am with the 11th Cambridge class, and the subject we are studying is DMaths 4024. We also call it Mathematics Syllabus D. This is Cambridge O Levels Mathematics. Today, we are starting to solve paper 2 of the mathematics syllabus D, and today we have selected a paper October November 2020, paper 2, and this paper 2 is its number is 21, which means that this paper belongs from the zone 1 or the variant 1. So let's start this paper 2. This paper 2, the time allowed is 2 hours and 30 minutes, and the special thing about this paper is that you are allowed to use your calculator. So let's start today's paper. Okay, so let's go to this paper. Let me show October November 2020 2-1 paper, 2 hour 30 minutes paper. We call it paper 2. So let's start from the first question. Okay, here is some information about a holiday. 7-night holidays, $340 per person. 8% discount if you book before 31st March. On 15th February, Naseem books this holiday for 2 people. Calculate the total cost of his holiday. It's a 2-mark question. Question number 1, A part. So here we go. So per person, the holiday cost $340. So because there are 2 persons, so the cost will be 2 multiplied 340, and it will be $680. And they said that if you book the holiday before a certain date, you will get the 8% discount. So after the discount, the money you have to pay will be the original price minus the 8% of the original price. So 680 minus 8 by 100 of 680 in your calculator. Learn this trick in your calculator. You will write this number. Okay, so in your calculator, write 680 minus 8 divided 100 multiply 680 equals to, and that will be $625.6. So this is this much amount you have to pay after 8% discount. Okay, so the next part is Naseem hires a car for his holiday. The total cost is $241.50. This cost includes 15% tax. Calculate the cost of hiring the car excluding the tax. Okay, so we will suppose that the cost of hiring a car without the tax will be X. So X plus 15% of X is equals to 240.50. So X plus 15 divided by 100 into X equals to $240.50. So from there, I will try to find out the value of the X, and that will be the cost of hiring the car without excluding the tax. Without tax means excluding the tax. So that's question number 1, and it's B parts. Let's go to the my work. Okay. Question number 1, B part. Suppose that the cost without the tax is X, and obviously they have taken 15% tax from you. So X plus 15 by 100 into X is equals to 241.50. On your calculator, write 1 plus 15 divided 100, and that will give you, and when you convert this into the fractions, it will be 115x divided by 100 equals to 241.50. And when you make this x alone, this the 100 will go on the other side, it will multiply, and 115 will divide, so you will have x equals to $210. So how you write this in your calculator? In your calculator, you will write 241.5 multiply 100 divided 115 equals to, and that will be $210. So without the tax, the hiring cost of the car is $210. So this is how you do the question number 1, and it's B part. Okay, so next part is also a 2 marks question. He says, Naseem drives a total of 800 kilometers on holiday. He uses a total of 29.6 liters of fuel. Calculate the average rate of fuel used in liters per 100 kilometer. So you see, I will use the method of proportion. 800-kilometer distance requires 29.6 liters of fuel. So if the distance is 100 kilometer, that is their question. For 100 kilometer, how much fuel is needed? So we will use the method of proportions. Let me show you. Okay, so I wrote there that distance and fuel, I'm going to write them in the proportion. 800 kilometer needs 29.6 liter, 100 kilometer requires how much? I wrote here X. So it's 800 by X equals to 29.6 divided by X. So X will come here, 800 will go downstairs, 100 will go upstairs. So X is equals to 29.6 into 100 divided by 800. So in your calculator, you will write 29.6 multiply 100 divided by 800 equals to, and that will be 3.7 liters. This much liter fuel is needed for 100 kilometer. So hopefully you understand. That's the question number 1C part. Okay, so let's go to the next part. Okay, so here we have the 3 marks question. It's a 3-mark question. Let me reduce the size so you can see the whole thing. Okay, Naseem changes 450. So that's the question number 1. Okay, so Naseem changes. It says that Naseem changes $450 to euros for his holidays. So he converted $450 into euros. The exchange rate between dollar and euros is that $1 is equals to 0.82 euros. On holiday, he spent 297 euro. Naseem changes the remaining money back to dollars when he returns home. The exchange rate is now $1 equal to $0.80. Work out how many dollars he received. You see, in this question, uh, first you will convert the dollars into euros. The exchange rate is this, and you will use this. And whatever the euros you get from those euros, you will subtract this 297 euros, because this is the money he spent. And then the remaining euros, you will convert them back into dollars, but this time you will use this exchange rate. So let me show you how I have done this. And okay, it has been locked. Okay, so here we go. So this is how you do the money exchange: dollars, euros. This is also the method of proportions. And $1 means 0.82 euro. So he converted $450. How many euros he will get? 1 by 450 equals 0.82 divided by X. So cross multiply here. So X will be equals to 450 into 0.82, and that will be 369 euros. Okay, so and how much euros are remaining from 369 minus 297, because they sent the 297 pound euros, sorry, he has spent. So he has 369 euros and he has spent 297. So the remaining euros are 72 euros. Okay, now he will convert those 72 euros back into dollars, but this time the exchange rate is different. This time the exchange rate is $1 equal to 0.80 euro. So $1 equals to 0.80 euro. So 72 euros when converted into dollars, how much? I suppose that is Y. So 1 by Y equals to 0.80 divided by 72. So cross multiply, so Y will be equal to 72 divided by 0.80. So on your in your calculator, you will enter 72 divided 0.80 equals to, and that will be $90. So he will get $90. That was a 3-mark question. And okay, so let's go back. So that was the question number 1, and it's D part. This was a 3-mark question. So now coming up on your screen is this question number 2. He says the cumulative frequency diagram shows the masses in grams of 60 potatoes of variety A. Okay, so here this graph is basically a cumulative frequency curve. Here the cumulative frequency is represented. Here the masses of potatoes are represented. And one thing which he's trying to confuse you, the grid is going up to 70, but the cumulative graph is only going up to 60. So the cumulative frequency, the maximum cumulative frequency here is 60, it's not 70. The grid is no doubt going up to the 70. Their first question is, they say that use the diagram to estimate. So the first question they are asking is to use the diagram to estimate the median. Okay, so the total cumulative here is 60. So if you want to find out the median from the cumulative frequency curve, the method is very simple. Median is also known as the Q2. We call it the second quartile. And you can find out by finding, first of all, 50% of the cumulative frequency. The cumulative frequency here is 60. The maximum cumulative frequency here is 60. So find its 50%. And that you can find by 50 divided 100 multiply 60, that will be 30. So from the cumulative frequency here, we have that 30 frequency, 30 cumulative frequency. From here, you will go to your cumulative graph, and when you touch the, when you cross the cumulative frequency curve, below this you check what's the value of the x. Okay, so let me show you. I've done this, how you find the median. Okay, so here this red line, you can see this going 30. This is the 30 cumulative, and from here you come to the graph, and below the graph you check what's the value of the x. It's something like 188. And let me show you. Okay, so this is how you do this. Median, 50% of 60, that's 30. 30 is the frequency, cumulative frequency. On y-axis, check where's the 30. From there you went to the graph, and when you cross the graph at that point of intersection, you check what's the value of the x at that point. So that is 188. So this is how you will find the median. Okay, so the next question they are asking you is the next part, question number 2A part, its first part, and it's now B part, the interquartile range. So if you want to find out the interquartile range of this cumulative frequency curve, you see, we need to find out the Q1 and the Q3. The Q3 is the 75% of the total frequency here. 75% of the 60, and that will be 75 divided 100 multiply 60, and that will be 45. So from the y-axis, check where is the 45. From there, come to the graph, and below that, check what's the value of the x. And that will be your Q3. Q1, which we call the first quartile, and lower quartile is also, we call it lower quartile. And that you can find out by finding the 25% of the total cumulative, and that will be 25 divided 100 multiply 60, and it will be 15. So from here, from 15, go to the graph, and below that graph, check what's the, when you intersect the graph, check what's the value of the x, and that will be your Q1. And interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So let me show you how this is done. Okay, so okay, so you can see here this red line, this is 45 cumulative. So from there I went there, and below that I checked what's the value of the x, and that will be something like I think 208, I think. And then 15, from here, come here and come check what's this here. It's like, it's something like 170. Okay, so this will be the Q, this is Q3, this will be Q1. When you subtract these two values, you will get the interquartile range. Let me show you. Okay, if you want to find out the Q3, you have to find out 75% of the 60. That will be 45. Then using this frequency, you check this on the y-axis. From graph, I can tell you that the Q3 is 208. Q1 is 25% of the 60, and that will be 15. Check this value on the y-axis. And from there, go to the cumulative frequency curve and check when this intersects the graph, then check what's the value of the x below this. So from the graph, I can tell you the Q1 is 170. Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So Q3 is 208, and the Q1 is 170. So 208 minus 170, and that will be 38. So this is how you do this. This is how you find the interquartile range. Okay. So that was a 2-mark question. The next question is, potatoes with a mass greater than 220 gram are sold as baking potatoes. Find the percentage of the potatoes that are sold as baking potatoes. Okay, so 220 gram is the mass is represented on the x-axis. So from here, I will check where is the 220 gram here. From there, you go to the graph and then you check what's the cumulative frequency here. For example, this value is 52. And that means that the potatoes less than 220 gram are 52, but we are looking for the potatoes which are more than 220 gram. So the total potatoes are 60. So from 60 subtract 52, you get 8. So there are 8 potatoes whose mass is more than 220 gram, and then they want you to represent this in percentage. So that will be the number of potatoes which are more than 220 grams divided by the total number of potatoes multiply 100. Let me show you how this is done. We are working on this. Question number 1 and its second part, and it's a 3-mark question, important question. Okay, so more than 220 gram is equals to 660 minus 52, and that will be 8. So percentage will be 8 by 16 to 100. That will be 13.3%. And let me show you. I have done this also with this blue line. From 220 gram, you go to the cumulative frequency curve, and then you come here. You check this number is 52. Above here 60. So check how much is more than this. So that will be 60 minus 52, and that will be 8. And then you can represent this in the percentage. So here that number is represented in the percentage. 13.3% potatoes have mass more than 220 gram. This is how you do this part. Okay, so let's go back. He says the masses, that's now the third part, the masses of 60 potatoes of variety B. Now he's talking about another variety. First we were talking about variety A. Now he's talking about another variety of the potatoes. The masses of 60 potatoes of variety B are also measured. For variety B, the median is 175 gram and the interquartile range is 30 gram. Kali wants to buy potatoes that are more consistent in mass. Should she choose variety A or variety B? Explain how you decide. You see, the consistency means that the thing which has more same things, same potatoes, okay, and which will be not considered. It's potatoes. Some potatoes will be very large, some potatoes will be very small. That's not consistent. Okay, so we are looking for that thing which is more consistent. Now, how the cumulative frequency curve shows that something is consistent, and that is represented by the interquartile range. Whatever will have less interquartile range, it is more consistent. So interquartile range of the variety B is 30 gram, whereas the interquartile range of the A is 38 grams. So our answer will be variety B because its interquartile range is less. So let me show you my answer. Okay. So okay. Now, variety B, because it has lower interquartile range, this is how you write this answer. Okay, so let's move to the next part. And the next part coming up is, okay, now we have that B part. This is question number 2 and it's B part. He says, it's a 3-mark question. The table shows the masses m gram of 120 potatoes of variety C. Now he's talking about a third variety. And now here we have a table is given. It's a group data. The frequency is given. The classes are given. The mass from 80 to 100, 100 to 120, 120 to 130, 130 to 140, 140 to 200. Now they want us, it's a 3-mark question. They want us to calculate an estimate of the mean mass. If you want to find out the mean mass, the frequencies are given and the classes are given here. So what you will do, you will find the mid value of the each class. Now the question is, how do you find the mid value of a class? The method is very simple. You add these class boundaries, we call them class limits. You add them class limits, and whatever the answer you get, you divide it with the 2. For example, 80 plus 100 equals 2, divided by 2 equals 2. So it will be 180 divided by 2, and that will be 90. For example, 100 and 120, these are the class limits. So 100 plus 120, that will be 220, and you divide it with the 2, so that will give you the mid values. So find the mid value of the each class and note it down. For example, you can write here mid values and note the mid values of each class, and I told you what is the method. This that will be your x, and here write f. This is your frequency. Then you will multiply that x and f with each other, and that will give you fx. The mean is summation fx divided by summation f. Let me show you how this is done. Okay, so here you can see I have noted down the mid value. This x is basically the mid value. The mid value of the first class is 90, 110, 125, 135, and 170. These are their frequencies, their corresponding frequencies: 10, 15, 42, 36, 17. And then you multiply it with each other. F and X, they are multiplied with each other. You get 900, 1650, 5250, 4860, 2890. Then you add all the fx. That is called summation fx. So if you add 900 plus 6, 1650 plus 5250 plus 4860 plus 2890 equals to, and that will be 15550. In the same way, summation f means you add up all the frequencies with each other. So in your calculator, you will write 10 plus 15 plus 42 plus 36 plus 17 equals to, and that will be 120. Summation fx divided by summation f, that is the mean. So 15550 divided 120 equals to, and the mean mass will be 129.58 gram. 129.58 grams. So this is how you will find the mean of this group data. So that was a 3-mark question. I hope you understand. Okay, now another C part, question number 2 and C part. A bag of potatoes has a mass of 2.5 kg. Correct to the nearest 100 gram. Bags of potatoes are packed into a box. The mass of the box is 600 grams. Correct to the nearest 10 gram. Calculate the upper bound of the total mass in kilograms of a box containing 10 of these bags of potatoes. Okay, so a bag is of 2.5 kg, and this is correct to 100 gram. So you will divide the 100 gram with the 2, and you will get the 50 grams. So 50 grams should be added into this to get the upper bound, and subtracted from it to get the lower bound. But there is a problem that these two units, they are not same. This is in grams and this is in kg. So the units are not same. The units must be same. So what one good thing I can do is I can convert them into kg. So for example, if I convert 100 gram into kg, that will be 0.1 kg. Then you divide 0.1 kg and with 2, you get 0.05 kg. So let me show you how this is done. Okay, so it's 100 grams. You divide it with 1000 to convert it into kg. It will become 0.1 kg. 0.1 kg divided by 2, it will be plus minus 0.05 kg. The potato bag, one potato bag is 2.5 kg. So add 0.05 in it. So you get 2.55 kg. Subtract from this measurement 0.05 kg, you get 2.45 kg. So the upper bound of the one bag, the mass of the one bag is 2.55 kg. The lower bound is 2.45 kg. The box in which they will put the potato bags, that box is of 600 grams, and this is correct to 10 grams. So you divide that, their units are consistent with each other, remember? So there is no problem. 10 divided by 2, that will be 5. So with it, I write plus minus. In the measurement 600 gram, I will add 5. This will give me the upper bound of the mass of the box. And from 600, if I will subtract the 5, I will get the lower bound of the mass of the box. That will be 595. Now, the question is the total mass of one box and 10 bags. So, because we want the upper bound, if you look at the question, in the question they ask you, it's very important to calculate the upper bound of the total mass. They want you to find out the upper bound of the total mass. So one box plus 10 bags, so total mass, but we want the upper bound. So the mass of the box, its upper bound you will take, and the mass of one bag, its upper bound you will take, because you want the total mass, you want its upper bound. So here I will write 605 divided by 1000. I have taken the upper bound of this mass of the box. But because this is gram and this is in kg, so I divided with 1000 to convert it into 1 kg plus 10 times the potato bag, its upper bound is 2.55. So because we are going to put 10 bags in that box. So I will write 10 multiply 2.55, and that will be, when you do this on your calculator, you will write 605 divided 1000 plus 10 multiply 2.55 equals to, and that will give you 26.105 kg. So this is the upper bound of the total mass of the box with 10 bags of potatoes. So that was question number 2C part. So that was a 3 marks question. Okay. Now we are on question number 3. In the triangle, the PQR. The PR is 7.5 centimeter and the QR is 6 centimeter. Using a ruler and compasses only, construct the triangle PQR. The line PQ has been drawn for you. So it's a 2-mark question. Very simple. The PQ line is already drawn here. You can see this PQ line. And the PR is 7.5 centimeter. You will take your compass, you open it 7.5, you put the needle of the compass at P and you draw an arc here. Okay, you draw an arc here. And then you open your compass 6 centimeter, put the needle of the compass on Q, and then draw an arc here. Where these two arcs intersect, mark that point and call it R, and then join it with the P and the Q. Let me show you how this is done. So here you can see that what I did from P, I opened the compass 7.5 centimeter, put the needle of the compass here. We technically call it, take the P as the center of the arc, and I draw this arc. Then I open the compass 6 centimeter, put the needle of the compass here, and I draw this arc. Where these two arcs intersect each other, that is the point R. Then I joined it with the P and I joined it with the Q. So this is how you will draw that triangle. Hopefully you understand. Okay, so that was the A part and it was of 2 marks. Then he says, by taking suitable measurements from your triangle, calculate the area of the triangle PQR. So I want to find out the area of the triangle PQR. Let me show you how this is done. Okay, so I will find this height. This line is making 90 degree. Make sure this makes 90-degree angle. I will, with the help of this rule, I will measure what is this length. This is the height of that triangle, and that dotted line should be perpendicular with the PQ. That's 5.5 centimeter. This line, if you measure it, is 7.8 centimeter. So this is the height, this is the base of the triangle. So I can find the area of the triangle very easily. 1 by 2 into base into height. So here we see area of the triangle PQR is equals to 1 by 2 into base into height, and 1 by 2 into 7.8 into 5.5, and that will be 21.45 centimeters square. So this is how you will find the area of that triangle. Now, so let's see, that was the second part. And question number 3, A, second part, it was a 2-mark question. Then we have this question number 3, and it's B part. He says the diagram shows 2 triangles. AB is 9.7 centimeter, the BC is 6.4 centimeter, CD is 3.8 centimeter, AC is 5.3 centimeter and ADC angle is 63. Their first question coming up is of 3 marks. He says, calculate the angle DAC. They want you to find out the angle DAC. If you look at this angle carefully, if I want to find out this angle, look at this triangle. I know the angle, I want to know this angle, the side opposite to this is 3.8. And in this triangle, I know this angle and side opposite to it is 5.3. So I can use the law of sine here, and that will be the sine of this angle divided by 3.8 equals to sine of 63 divided by 5.3. If you remember the law of sine, let me show you. Okay. So sine of the angle DAC divided by the side opposite to that angle divided by 3.8 is equals to sine 63 divided by the side opposite to this angle, that is 5.3. So sine DAC will be equals to 3.8 into sine 63 divided by 5.3. So in your calculator, you will write 3.8 multiply sine 63 equals to divided 5.3 equals to, and you will get 0.6388. Then shift sine answer equals to, and automatically your calculator will take the sine inverse of 0.6388, and the answer you will get is 39.79. So 39.79 is the angle DAC. So now I know that this angle is 39 point something. Okay, that was the first part, and it was of 3 marks. Then we have this second part. He says calculate the angle ABC, and it is also of 3 marks. He wants you to find out the angle ABC. This is that angle ABC. Now look at this triangle. This triangle has 3 sides. All these 3 sides are known. None of the internal angle is given here in this triangle. I want to find out this. So I can use the law of cosine, and cosine rule can be used. Let me show you how this is done. Okay, so according to the cosine rule, cos ABC angle will be equals to BC square plus BA square minus AC square. BC and BA are the arms of that angle which you are trying to find out, and AC is the side opposite to that angle. This is how the law of cosine works. Divided by the 2 into BC into BA. Just put these values here. So we will have 6.4 square plus 9.7 square minus 5.3 square, and divided by 2 into 6.4 into 9.7. So learn how you will enter this calculator. Listen carefully. This is how you enter this in your calculator. So in your calculator, you will write 6.4 square plus 9.7 square minus 5.3 square equals to, divided by 2 divided by 6.4 divided by 9.7 equals to, so whatever you will get the answer 0.869. Then shift cos answer equals to, and your calculator will automatically take cos inverse of the 0.861, and that will be 30.5 degree. So the angle ABC is 30.5 degree. Hopefully you understand how this is being done. Okay, so that was the second part, and that's it. We are done with the question number 3. Okay, now we have the question number 4. He says complete the table for y equals to 4 by 5 into 2 raised to power x. So here an equation is given. It's an exponential equation. The variable is in the exponent, and they have given us the table. Only one value is missing when the x is -3. So in your calculator, you will write 4 divided 5 multiply 2 raised to power -3 equals to, and you will get the answer. Let me show you. I've done this part. So in your calculator, you write 4 divided by 5 multiply 2 raised to power -3 equals to, and that answer will be 0.1. So on the table, on this table right here, 0.1. So then their question is, let me reduce the size so you can see this. Here we have a graph is given. It's a 3-mark question. It's B part. On the grid, draw the graph of y equals to 4 by 5 into 2 raised power x from -3 to +3. The x value is varying from -3 to +3. So here you have the x value, y value. We will plot these points. So -3, at -3 it is 0.1, and at -2 is 0.2, -1 0.4, at 0 0.81, 1.62, 3.2, and 3 6.4. So let me show you. We will plot them. This figure might not be that visible to you, but you can see here I put those dots. Those dots have been plotted here, and then I will join them with a smooth curve. Let's see. I have tried to show you that how this is done. Okay, so that's the next part. Once you have drawn that, now we have the next part. He says, by drawing a tangent, estimate the gradient of y equals to 4 by 5, 2 raised to power x, when x is equals to 2. So we have to draw, we have that curve, and we have to draw a tangent at the point x equals to 2 on the graph. Okay, so let me show you, and then we have to find the gradient of that tangent. Okay, so let me show you. So here you can see at x equals to 2, we have drawn a tangent. Tangent is a line which will touch that curve only on that point. So at 2, you can see this black line, this gray line I have drawn. That is the tangent. Then what you will do, you will take 2 points on this tangent line. Take any 2 points. For example, I take this point, that is 1 comma 1. For example, I can take this point, that's 2 comma 3. So you can take these 2 points, or you can take a point here. For example, this point is 3 comma 5 point something. So just take 2 points on the tangent and then apply the formula. For example, we have taken 2 points, 1 comma 1 and 3 comma 5.4, and then apply the formula for the slope, for the gradient. The formula is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, and that will be equals to 5.4 minus 1 divided by 3 minus 1, y2 minus y1 divided x2 minus x1. So it will be 4.4 divided by 2, and that will be 2.2. So, so this is the gradient of that tangent, the gradient of that tangent. Okay. So now the next part coming up on your screen, use your graph to estimate the solution of the equation 4 into 2 raised to power x equals to 5. The main graph's equation is this. You can see y equals to 4 into 2 raised to power x divided by 5. But here on the left side, it's only 4 into 10 to 4 into 2 raised to power x. So what I will do, I will write divided by 5 on both the sides. So on the left side, you will have 4 into 2 raised to power x divided by 5 equal to 5 divided by 5 will be 1. So the right side will become 1. So when your left side is exactly, the expression on the left side is exactly the same whose formula we have, whose graph we have drawn. Let me show you. I will try to explain to you. Okay. So now that was the expression whose solution they are asking you to find out. So I divided both sides with the 5. The purpose is on the left side, I want to make that equation whose graph you have already drawn. So when I divided with both sides 5, so here that is that expression, and then on the right side I have 1. So this is the expression for that curve, and whatever you have here, you write it equals to y. So y equals to 1, and that will be a straight line. It will be a horizontal straight line, and draw this line on your graph. And when this line will cut your graph, check what's the value of the x there. So let me show you. Here you can see I have drawn this line y equals to 1, and you can see this line. When it cuts the graph, it's cutting the graph here. I will check what's the value of the x, and that will be the solution. It is 0 point something. So let me show you. Okay, I have written this. It is 0.4. So we are done with the question number 4. Hopefully you understand. So it's a 1-mark question, a very important and a famous question. So here we have, this is a shed, and its roof is little inclined. This is the floor of the shed. ABFE is the floor of the shed. DCGH is the roof of the shed. So hopefully you understand. Okay, now suppose this is actually a 3D diagram and it's like a shed, and its floor is ABFE and its roof is DHFG. The roof is not horizontal, it's inclined. As you can see that these walls, the wall DHEA, that wall is 2.25 meter high, and this wall CGFB, that is 1.85 meter high. That's like inclined. The roof is inclined. The DC is not a horizontal line, it's inclined line. Okay, so the question is, the diagram shows a garden shed positioned on horizontal ground. It is in the shape of a prism with a trapezium ABCD as its cross section. So this shape is the ABCD is the base of the prism. The base is that face. You have another face like this face. For example, you have this ABCD, this trapezium is the base, and on the other side, you have a same face like this, EFGH. So this is the base of that prism. Okay, so he says that it is in the shape of a prism with the trapezium ABCD as its cross section. The base of the shed is ABFE, is a rectangle. AB is 1.55 meter. AD is 2.25 meter. The BC side is 1.85 meter, and the BF is 2.10 meter. Their first question is find. It's a 3-mark question. They want you to find out the volume of the shed and consider this as a prism. If you want to find the volume of the this prism, the method is simple. The volume of the prism is the base area multiply height of the prism. The base is this. I will find this ABCD is the base of the prism, and I will find the area of this trapezium is in the shape of a trapezium. So I will apply the formula for the area of a trapezium. You remember the formula for the area of the trapezium is 1/2 into height into sum of parallel sides. The parallel sides here are 2.25 and 1.85, and the height of the trapezium is the perpendicular distance between both the parallel lines, and that will be 1.55. Then once you know the area of the base, then you will multiply it with the height of the prism. Height of the prism is the perpendicular distance between the two bases. And one base is here, the other base is this, HGFE. The perpendicular distance between them is 2.10 So 2.10 meters, sorry, I said the other. Calculate the volume of the shed, 3-mark question. So let's see how I have done this. So this is the base ABCD. The 2.25 and 1.85 are the parallel sides. 1.55 is the height of the trapezium, which means the distance between the perpendicular distance between the parallel sides. So the formula for the area of the base is 1/2 into height into sum of parallel sides. So it will be 1/2 into 1.55 into 2.25 plus 1.85. So in your calculator, you will write 1 divided 2 multiply 1.55 multiply bracket start 2.25 plus 1.85 bracket close equals to, and that will be 3.18 meters square. So that's the area of the base. The volume of the prism, the formula is area of the base multiply height of the prism. And I told you that the height of the prism is 2.10. Area of the base is 3.18. So 3.18 multiply 2.10, and that will be 6.67 meter cube. It's a 3-mark question. Hopefully you understand how we have found the volume of the prism. Then we have a 4-mark question. He says the roof of the shed CGHD is painted. 1 liter of paint covers 2 square meters. Calculate the amount of paint used. Okay, So I need to know what is the area of the roof. The roof is this. HDCG. That's the roof. I will first of all calculate what's the area of this. I know this dimension CG, that is 2.10 meter, but I don't know what is DC. So I will try to find out. I will draw a line here, a horizontal line here, uh, which will be also 1.5 horizontal line parallel to this. I will draw that line here. And because this is 1.85, this lower portion will 1.85. How much will be this? That will be 2.25 minus 1.85. Once I know this and I know this, I will apply the Pythagoras and I will be able to find out the DC side. Once I know the DC, then I will multiply the DC with the CG, and that will give me the area of this roof. Once I know the area of the roof, then I will use the proportion method to find out how much paint is needed. So let me show you how this is done. Okay, so this is that side view, and I have joined here a horizontal line which is parallel to this line. This will be also 1.55, because this is 1.85, this will be 1.85. So from 2 point I think 55, uh, that dimension was 2 point something, and from there you subtract 1.85, you get 0.4. And so in this right angle triangle, apply the Pythagoras on these two, get the what is the value of this hypotenuse, and that will be 0.4 square plus 1.55 square equals to under root equals to, and that will be 1.6. So now I know the DC length, that is 1.6. The area of the roof will be DC multiplied CG. DC is 1.6 multiplied 2.10, and that will be 3.36 meters square. And now we know I will use the method of proportion, paint and area. 1 liter paint is good for 2 meters square area. How much paint is needed for 3.36 meters square? So 1 by P is equal to 2 by 3.336 cross multiply. So P will be equals to 3.36 divided by 2, and that will be 1.68 liter. It's a 4-mark question. Hopefully you understand that how we calculated that how much paint is needed to paint the roof. Okay, so the next question coming up on your screen, we are done with this 4-mark question. His question is, calculate the angle of the elevation of the D from F. Angle of elevation of the D from F. Okay, so let me explain it from here, then I will. So this is on the ground. The ABFE is the ground. It's on the, that's the roof, that's the floor, and that's the roof. Okay, so D is here. If you join D with the F, it will be a right angle. AFD will be a right angle. The right angle will be here. So first of all, I will take the ABF triangle. It's also a right angle triangle. Its one side is 1.55, the other side is 2.10. I will find the length of this diagonal AF. Once I know the length of the diagonal AF, then I will use the triangle ADF. I know AF value, I know this AD value. The angle of elevation will be here. AFD angle will be the angle of elevation. AFD will be the angle of elevation. I will use, if I want to find out this angle, I will use the tan, and I will be able to find out that angle. Let me show you how this is done. Okay, so first of all, ABF triangle, AB is 1.55, BF is 2.10. Apply the Pythagoras to find the length AF, which is hypotenuse there. So 1.55 square plus 2.10 square equals to under root, answer equals to, and you will get AF 2.61 meters. So then I will take the triangle AFD. I want to know this angle. This is the angle of elevation of the point D from the F. And I know that AF is 2.61. I know that AD is 2.25. I want to know this angle. This angle opposite to this angle is perpendicular. Adjacent to this angle is the base. Opposite to the 90 degree is hypotenuse. The ratio of the perpendicular and the base is known as tan theta. So tan theta is equals to the perpendicular divided by the base. So you will have 2.25 divided by 2.61 equals to shift tan, answer equals to, you get 40.8 degrees. So the angle of elevation is 40.8 degrees. Hopefully you understand. So that was the question number 5 and its C part, and that was also 4-mark question. Okay, so we are done with the question number 5. Now we are going to the question number 6. It says solve the inequality 6x minus 7 greater than 5 minus 2x. It's a 2-mark question, so let's see how we solve it. It's a very simple and straightforward question. Okay, 6x minus 7 greater than 5 minus 2x. Take this minus 2x to the other side, it will become plus 2x. Take this minus 7 to the other side, it will become plus 7. So 6x plus 2x, it will be 8x. 5 plus 7 will be 12. So divide both sides with the 8, you will have x greater than 12 divided by 8. So x greater than 1.5. So this is how you do the question number 6, and A part it was a 2 marks question. Now we have a 4-mark question coming up on your screen, and it says, okay, he says Chen buys 4 notebooks and 3 pens for $17.50. Leo buys 2 notebooks and 5 pens for $14. Form a pair of simultaneous equations and solve them to find the cost of a notebook and the cost of a pen. Show your working. Okay, it's a 4-mark question, and you can see that the Chen buys 4. Suppose the price of 1 notebook is N and the price of 1 pen is P. So 4N plus 3P equals to 17.50. 2N plus 5P equals to 14. So this is how you get your simultaneous equation, and then we will solve them. So let me show you how I have done this. So 4N plus 3P equals to 17.50. 2N plus 5P equals to 14. I will use the method of elimination. I will try to make the coefficient of n same. How? I will multiply that second equation with 2, and I will subtract it from the first equation. So from the left side, I will subtract the left side. From right side, I will subtract the right side. So here you can see 4n plus 3p minus 2 bracket 2n plus 5p bracket close equals to 17.50 minus 2 bracket 14 bracket close. So you will have 4n plus 3p minus 4n minus 10p equals to 17.50 minus 28. 4n minus 4n, they both will be cancelled. 3p minus 10p, that will be minus 7p equals 17.50 minus 28. You will have minus 10.5. So minus minus will be cancelled. So p will be equals to 10.5 divided by 7, and that will give you $1.5. So the price of 1 pen is $1.5. Now 4n plus 3p equals to 17.50. In that equation, I will substitute the value of the p, and you will get 4n, and that will be 17.50 minus 4.5, because I took this to the other side. And 4n will be equals to 17.50 minus 4.5, that will be 13. And this 4 will go on the other side, it will divide. So you will have 13 divided by 4, and the n value will be $3.25. 3.25. So the price of 1 pen is $1.5, and the price of a notebook is $3.25. So this is question number 6. B part is a 4-mark question. Hopefully you understand. You can see its marks are 4. Okay, so we have so here we go. It's a 3-mark question. He says show that x divided by x plus 2 minus 3 divided by x minus 5 equals to 4 can be rearranged to 3x squared minus 4x minus 34 equals to. So we will try to make this like this. Okay, so let me show you how this is done. Okay, so I will take the LCM of these two denominators, x plus 2, x minus 5. Both of them will come in the denominator. When you divide this LCM with this denominator, x plus 2 cancel, you are left with this. This will multiply with this numerator. So I wrote x into x minus 5. When you divide this LCM with this denominator, x minus 5 will be cancelled. You're left with x plus 2. So that will multiply with this numerator. So minus 3 into x plus 2 equals to 4. So just open these brackets. So you will have x squared minus 5x minus 3x minus 6 equals to 4. These two brackets, they will multiply with each other and they will go on the other side and multiply with 4. So when you will have x squared minus 5x, 2x minus 10. So you will have x squared. So this is minus 8x minus 6 equals to 4 into x squared minus 3x minus 10. We will have x squared minus 8x minus 6 equals to 4x squared minus 12x minus 40. Take all of them to this side. So you will have 4x squared minus x squared minus 12x plus 8x minus 40 plus 6. So you will have 3x squared minus 4x minus 34. So this is how, so we have shown that this can be simplified into that equation. So this was a 3-mark question, very simple and straightforward question. These questions, okay. Now again, a 3 marks part. He says solve 3x squared minus 4x minus 34 equals to 0. Show your working and give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. To 2 after 0.2 decimal places. So if the answer will be in the decimal places, it means that you cannot do the midterm breaking. We have to apply quadratic formula. The coefficient of the x square here is 3. We will call it A. The coefficient of x is minus 4. We will call it B. The constant term here is minus 34, and that will be called C. So we will apply the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x is equals to minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac, and the whole thing divided by 2a. Let me show you. Okay, so the A is 3, B is minus 4, C is minus 34. The formula for the quadratic formula is minus B plus minus under root B square minus 4AC, whole thing divided by 2A. So just substitute the values. So you will have minus 4 and minus and minus 4 plus minus under root and minus 4 square minus 4 into A value 3 into C value, that's minus 34. Okay, so it will be plus 4 plus minus. I will solve this whole thing in a single click. Okay, so in your calculator you will write bracket minus 4 bracket close square minus 4 bracket 3 bracket minus 34 bracket equals to, and then square root answer equals to, and that will be 20.59 divided by 6. Okay, so in your calculator now there are 2 options. We will use both the options. So in your calculator, you will write 4 plus 20.59 equals to divided by 6 equals to, and that will be approximately 4.098, which is 4.1. And the next thing they are doing is they are asking you to do is 4 minus 20.59 equals to divided by 6 equals to, and that will be minus 2.8. So this is how he asks you to write the answer in 2 decimal places. I have written the answer into 1 decimal place. So if you have your calculator with you, you can write the answer up to 2 decimal places. So this is how you do the question number 6C, and its second part, and it was I think 3 marks question. So this is how you do it. Okay, so we are done with the question number 6, and now we are going to question number 7, A part. Here a circle is given. Here you have A, B, C, D. If you remember, it's a cyclic quadrilateral. A quadrilateral whose 4 vertices are on the circumference of the circle is called cyclic quadrilateral. This is the center, and OB is the radius, OD is also the radius. A, B, C, and D are the points on the circle. Center O, BAD is 68. This angle is 68, and the CBO is 52. Their question is find the CDO. They want you to find out this angle, CDO. Okay, you know the method is very simple. Try to understand my strategy. This B is going to the circumference on A, D is going to the circumference on A. The angle formed is 68. B and D coming to the center here. So the angle at the center here will be 2 times this 68. So you can find this angle, that will be 2 multiplied 68. Another thing, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. These are the two opposite angles. So you know that their sum will be 180. So if this is 68, this angle will be 180 minus 68. So once you know this angle, this angle, this angle, this third and this fourth angle I can find out. The sum of the four angles of a quadrilateral are 360. So from 360, I will subtract this, this, and this. I will get this angle. So hopefully you understand the strategy. Let me show you how we have done this. So here, and the BOD angle will be 2 times 68 because angle at the center is 2 times angle at the circumference. So BOD will be equals to 136. You can write that reason which I just said here. Okay, BCD will be equals to 180 minus 68. The angle, the reason is the angles in the opposite segment are supplementary. Angles in the opposite segment are supplementary. 180 minus 68, that will be 112. Once you know the BCD, and then we know that the sum of the internal angles of a quadrilateral is 360. So I know the three angles, I can find the fourth one. So CDO will be equals to 360 minus 112 minus 52 minus 136, and that will be 60 degree. So the CDO angle is 60 degree. Hopefully you understand how we have done this question. Okay, the next question. Okay, B part. This is question number 7, and it's B part coming up on the screen. He says the cross section of a solid A is the sector of the circle of radius 6 centimeter and the angle 40 degree. The height of the solid A is 5 centimeter. This is also a prism, you know, and this the roof of this is the base, because like this we have a face on the floor. So this is your base, and the distance between the two bases is 5. So that's the height of the prism. They want to find out the total surface area. It's a 4-mark question. They want to find out the total surface area of this prism, this solid. So you know the formula is very simple, and the formula is, remember that formula. Okay, the total surface area of the prism is equals to 2 multiply base area plus perimeter of the base multiply height of the prism. Okay, so base area is this top, and I can find out the area of this. The formula is, it's a sector. The formula is theta divided by 360 multiply pi r square. Theta divided 360 multiply pi r square. Here the theta is 40 degree, the radius is 6. You can find the area of the base. And then I need to find out the perimeter of this base. The perimeter of this base is radius and this arc. So I need to know the arc. The formula for the arc is theta by 360 2 pi r. Theta by 362 pi r. The theta is 40 degree and the radius is 6 centimeter. So once you know the base area and you know the perimeter of the base, you can apply the formula. The total surface area is equals to the 2 multiply base area and plus the perimeter of the base into the height of the prism. Okay. So the area of the base will be theta by 360 pi r square. 40 by 360 multiply pi multiply 6 square equals to, that will be 12.57 centimeter square. The perimeter of the base, because it's in the shape of a sector, will be the arc plus radius, and the arc you can find out by the formula theta by 362 pi r plus radius. So 40 by 360 multiply 2 multiply pi multiply 6 plus 6 equals to, and that will be 16.2 centimeter square centimeter. The formula for the total surface area of the prism is 2 times the base area plus perimeter of the base into the height of the prism. So it will be 2 into 12.57 plus 16.2 into 5 equals to, and that will be 106.14 centimeters square. So this is how you do question number 7, and it's the B part. Hopefully you understand. It was a 4-mark question. Now, Solid B is mathematically similar to solid A. The ratio of volume of solid A to the volume of solid B is 27:1. Calculate the surface area of the solid B. Now, the volume ratio is given. You know the volume V1, VA by VB, the volume A and volume B. The ratio is equals to the side A by side B whole cube. So from the ratio of the volumes is given 27:1. So I can find out the ratio of their sides. Once I know the ratio of their size, then I can make the ratio for the areas. The area 1 by area 2 will be side 1 by side 2 whole square. And I know the area of the figure A. I can find out the area of the figure B then. Okay, so let me show you how this is done. It's a 2-mark question. Okay, so here we go. The volume ratio is given. The VA by VB is equals to LA by LB whole cube. It is given that this is 27/1. Take the cube root on both the sides. So LA by LB will be equals to the cube root of 27/1. So it will be 3:1. So I know that the surface area ratio will be the sides ratios square. So I know the sides ratio now 3/1. I know the surface area of the solid A, that is 106.14. When you square it, it will become 9/1. 1 square is 1, 3 square is 9. So then cross multiply. So the area of the B will be 106.14 divided by 9. And that will be 11.8 centimeters square. I have not written here square. So note down, it's square. Okay. So the area of B will be 11.8 centimeters square. Hopefully you understand. This was a 2-mark question. Okay. So question 8 is showing up on your screen. A bag contains 36 balls. Total balls are 36. There are n red balls in the bag. The rest of the balls are green. So if total balls are X, total balls are 36. If the red balls are X, then the green balls will be 36 minus n. Okay. Esther takes 2 balls from the bag at random without replacement. Complete the tree diagram. So she is taking 2 balls. So at the first pick, it might be a red ball or it might be a green ball. For example, if the first one is red, then there are 2 options. The second ball can be red or it can be green. So, and if the first ball is green, then you put the second ball. There are 2 options. Either it can be red or it can be green. So for example, if so there are n red balls and 36 minus n green balls. So for example, the first ball came out to be green. So how much are red balls now? The total has decreased by 1 because you have taken out 1 ball. So downstairs you're at 35. Upstairs, because the red ball has not been out, so it will be n by 35. So this green is probability will be because you have taken 1 green ball out. So downstairs the total will be 35, but the number of greens have also decreased by 1. So 36 minus n minus 1, that will be 35 minus n. So here I write 35 minus n divided by 36. Let me show you. So these are the 2 things which you have to write. There's a 2-mark question. Hopefully you understand. It's a little bit higher question. He says, write an expression in terms of n for the probability that Esther's first ball is red and her second ball is green. So they are talking about the probability of red comma green. Red comma green. So red comma green will be this outcome, red comma green. So I will multiply these 2 probabilities. So I will get the probability. So let me show you. Okay. So the probability of finding the red first and then the green is n by 36 multiply 36 minus n divided by 35. So when you multiply the numerator with the numerator, you get 36n minus n square divided by 36 multiply 35. That will be 1260. So you have 36n minus n square divided by 1260. So this is how you do this. B part, hopefully you understand. Then he says the probability that Esther's first ball is red and her second ball is green is 1 by 7. Show that this reduces to this thing. You can make this equation. Okay. So we have found this. Let me show you. So the red comma green probability is this 36 n minus n square, the thing divided by 1260. And they said that this is equals to 1 by 7. So I will write this equals to 1 by 7. So 36 n minus n square divided by 1260 equals to 1 by 7. Cross multiply. So don't cross multiply. You can just bring this 1260 to the other side because these both are number. They will be cancelled. So you will have 36 n minus n square equals to 180. So take them to the other side. You will have n square minus 36 and plus 180 equals to 0. And this is that expression which they ask you to show. Okay. Hopefully you understand. That was a 2-mark question. Then he says solve the equation n square minus 36 and plus 180 equals to 0. Show your working. It's a 2-mark question. So I have to solve this equation. I will use the factorization. You can apply the quadratic formula as well, but I know that this can be factorized. So I will use the midterm breaking. So you can see when I multiply the extreme terms, I get 180. So I write the factors of 180 here. 1 into 180, 2 into 93 into 64 into 45, 6 into 30, 9 into 20, 10 into 18, 12 into 15. With the third term here, you can see I have a positive sign here. So I need a pair which by addition will give me minus 36. So 30 and 6. But I want minus, so with both of them, I will write negative. So this is midterm breaking. So you will have n square minus 6n minus 30n plus 180 equals to 0. Take this n common. So you will have n minus 6. From these two terms, take minus 30 common. You will have n minus 6 equals 0. Take n minus 6 bracket common. So you will have n minus 30 here equals 0. These two brackets are multiplying with each other and the answer is 0. So either this bracket is 0 or this bracket is 0. So n minus 6 equals 0, n is equal to 6. N minus 30 is equals to 0, so n will be equals to 30. So this is how you will do question number 8, and it's a deep part. Hopefully you understand. So there are two values of n, either it is 6 or it is 30. Okay. Say there are more green balls than the red balls in the bag. Find the probability that Astor takes 2 green balls. Give your answer. Okay. So this line is very important. He says there are more green balls than the red balls in the bag. Okay, the green ones are more. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so we know that the n represents the red ball. So if the n value is 6, the green will be then 36 minus n, that will be 30. If the n value is 30, then the red one will be 30 and the green one will be 36 minus n, that will be 36 minus 6, and that will be 6. He said the greens are more than the red balls. So this second option cannot be possible. So the first is the right option, 6 and 30. So red balls are 6 and the green balls are 30. Now they ask you a question, find the probability of getting a green comma green. The green comma green, the green is 30, the total is 36. So 30 by 36 multiply. Once the green is out, then the number of green will decrease and the total will also decrease. Multiply 29 by 35. So you will have, when you do this, enter this on the calculator, 30 divided by 36 multiply 29 divided by 35 equals to, and you convert that into fraction by pressing SD button or ABC button in your calculator, you get 29 by 42. So that's the probability of getting green comma green. So that was question number 8, and it's E part. Let me show you. It was a 3-mark question. So we are done with the question number 8. Okay. So now we are with the question number 9. It says H is the point 5 comma 2 and J is the point minus 3 comma 6. Find the HJ. You know, we know the coordinates of the H, 5 comma 2. So I can write its position vector. We call it OH. I know the J is coordinates. I can write the position vector OJ of the J. So then very easily I can find the HJ. OH plus HJ equals to OJ. That's the formula we use for the position vectors. Let me show you. So now I know the OH, the position vector of the H, that's 5, 2. I know the position vector of the J, we call it OJ, that is minus 3, 6. I want to find out HJ. So the formula in the position vectors for the HJ will be OH plus HJ equals to OJ. So HJ will be equals to OJ minus OH. Just put those values here. HJ is equals to minus 36 minus 52. So minus 3 minus 5, it will be minus 8. 6 minus 2, it will be 4. So this is how you find the column vector HJ. Then he says calculate the magnitude of the HJ. It's a 2-mark question. I know the HJ, that's minus 8 by 4. I can find out its magnitude very easily. The HJ is minus 8, 4. The magnitude is represented like this. HJ magnitude. So the formula is x square plus y square under root. We will have minus 8 square plus 4 square. That minus 8 is inside the bracket, and then you have the square. So it will be in your calculator when you write it, bracket minus 8 bracket close square plus 4 square equals to under root answer equals to, you get 8.94. So the magnitude of the HJ will be 8.94. So this is how you do this part. Then their question is M is the midpoint of HJ, find the position vector of the M. Okay, so because M is the midpoint of HJ, so HM will be equals to 1 by 2 of the HJ. Let me show you. HM, because the M is the midpoint of HJ, so HM will be 1 by 2 HJ. So HM will be equals to 1 by 2 and the matrix minus 8, 4. So when 1 by 2 will multiply with minus 8, you will get minus 4. 1 by 2 multiply with 4, it will give you 2. So the HM is minus 4, 2. So I can apply the position vectors here. I OH plus HM equals to OM. OM is the position vector of the M, which is the question. OH is 5, 2 and HM is minus 4, 2. So 5 plus minus 4, that will be 1, and 2 plus 2, that will be 4. So the OM is OM will be 1, 4. That's the position vector. And if we want to write the coordinate, that is 1, 4. So I know the M's coordinates or position vector. But they have not asked you to write the coordinates. I'm just writing it. They only ask you to write the position vectors. Okay, so that was a 2-mark question. Now it's a very okay. So here we have a question, and it says the diagram shows a shape, and the shape is made from 7 identical equilateral triangles. O to A is P, and O to F is Q, expressed as simply as possible in terms of P and or Q, FB. That's the first part. F to B, FB. They want you to find out this FB. Let me copy it from here and paste it in the paint. So if I want to write something, I can write. So they want you to find out this FB. Okay. So you can see this is parallel to the OA, and this is it has been told that these are equilateral triangles. So this will be P and this will be P. So the FB will be basically 2P. So O is P, O is P, OF is Q, FB will be F to G plus G to B, and that will be P plus P, and that will be 2P. So the value of the FB will be 2P. Then, so here write 2P. Then the question is FE. They want you to find out this. Okay, FE. Okay, FE. Now, you can see that this is P and this is Q. So FE will be F to G, G to E. That will be FE. That's the bypass. FG is P and from G to E will be Q. So that FE will be P plus Q. So FE is F to G plus G to E. That's the bypass, and that will be P, and this is Q. So P plus Q. So the FE value is P plus Q. So the FE value here is P plus Q. Then he says X is a point on the FB. F is a point on the FB here somewhere. Such that the Fx is 3 and the XB is 1. Express the OX as simply as possible in terms of P and Q. So let me show you. He says that X is a point, and let me take it as green. So he said FB, the ratio he gave you, let me show you the ratio. He says Fx is 3 and XB is 1. So FB has been divided into 4 parts. So here I made 4 parts. 1 part, 2 parts, second part, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the X is here. This is 3 and this is 1. FB divided into 4 parts, and 2 parts are here, 2 parts are here. Fx is 3 parts and XB is 1 part. Total 4 parts. Hopefully you understand. So their question is Fx ratio XB is equals to 3 ratio 1. So they want you to find out OX. They want you to find out OX. OX will be OF plus Fx. OF and the Fx is 3 by 4 of the FB. Fx is 3 by 4 of the total thing FB. 3 by 4 of the FB. OF is Q plus 3 by 4 and the FB is 2P. 2 and 4 will be cancelled. So OX will be equal to Q plus 3 by 2 of the P. Hopefully you understand. It's a little heavy question. Okay. Now, this third part is it's not a simple question. It's a 3-mark question, this third part. He says, Y is a point on the BD. Y is a point on the BD, and the quadrilateral OXYF is a trapezium. Express XY as simply as possible in terms of P and of Q. Okay, so Y is a point on the BD. So let me show you. He says he's talking about a point. They are talking about a point which is on BD. Suppose that point is here. Okay, that is the point Y. Okay, he says that OX FY is a trapezium. You can see this trapezium. Can you see this? You can see this trapezium. So it's a trapezium. And in this trapezium, in every trapezium, you know that 2 sides, a pair of sides is parallel and a pair is not parallel. Okay. So because the Y is on the BD and the BD is basically parallel to OF. So this XY, because the X is on the BF, so this line is like this. It can never be parallel to OF. So then, because these two are not parallel, OF and XY, they are not parallel to each other. So 100% OX and FY are supposed to be parallel to each other. Okay. Now, another very important thing is, now I don't know what is the ratio in which this BD has been cut by this point Y. So here I will play a trick. Let me suppose that this is one portion and this is K. Sorry. Suppose that this is one portion and this whole thing is K. Then it makes your calculation very easy. This is 1 and this the whole thing is K. The BD, the Y has divided. We don't know the Y should be here or not. But suppose the Y is here, and I don't know what is the ratio in which this BD thing has been cut. So now there are 2 portions. This portion is 1, and the total thing is suppose K. There are K pieces. And obviously this portion will be k minus 1. We don't know the value of the k, we just supposed it. And now I can solve it. So let me show you how I did it. Okay. Now fy, let me show you from here. Now fy, fy will be fd plus dy. You know fd, this is p plus q. Na? So fd will be 2p plus 2q. So from f to d, it will be 2p plus 2q. And dy will be 1 by k of the bd db, d to b. D to b is basically minus 2q because they are parallel to this. So d to b is minus 2q. So d to y will be 1 by 1 by k of the minus 2q. Let me show from here. So fy is a complicated thing. Fy is equals to fd plus dy. So fd is 2p plus 2q plus dy is 1 by k of the db. So 2p plus 2q plus 1 by k, db is minus 2q. So you have 2p plus 2q minus, this will be 2 by kq. So this is fy. Okay, now in the trapezium oxyf, ox and fy are parallel. They have to be parallel. So let me show you. What I am writing is that the ox and the fy, they are 100% parallel. Okay, so 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 if the ox and fy are parallel, the ox value is q plus 3 by 2p, the fy is 2 minus 2 by k q plus 2p. And from here I'm bringing this value, I've taken the q common from them, so you will have 2 minus 2 by k in a bracket and outside q. So you have so this is the value. If these two lines are parallel, if ox and fy are the parallel, then the ratio of the coefficients of the p with each other will be equals to the ratio of the q, the coefficients of the q in both. Let me show you. Okay, so the ratio of the p will be equals to the ratio of the q. So 3 by 2, 3 by 2 divided by 2 is equals to 1 divided by this whole thing. 3 by 2, convert this divide into multiply, you will have 1 by 2 equals to 1 divided. Take the LCM inside this bracket, so you will have 2k minus 2 divided by k. So 3 by 4 equals to 1. You convert this divide into multiply. This fraction will flip. So k by 2k minus 2. So you will have cross multiply here. So 3k, 6k minus 6 equals to 4k. So 6k minus 4k is equals to 6. So 2k is equals to 6. K is equals to 6 by 2. So k is equals to 3. So now I know that the value of the k. The value of the k is 3. So interesting thing. Now I know the value of the k. It means that this is basically 3. So if this portion is 1, then this portion is how much? 2. The y is here. So now I know this thing. The main question they asked us was find the xy. They want you to find out the xy. So let me show you. If you want to find out xy, x to y, very simple. From x to f, f to y, you can find the xy value. Let me show you. Very easy. Okay. Now, if you want to find out xy, it will be xf plus fy. Xf will be 3 by 4 of the bf plus fy is, we already know that, 2 minus 2 by 3. The value of the k here was k, so I put here 3 plus 2p. So you will have bf is minus 2p, so you will have minus 3 by 2p, and this will 2 minus 2 by 3, that's something like 4 by 3q plus 2p, and this 2p, and bring it here, minus 3 by 2p plus 2p plus 4 by 3q. So on your calculator, in your calculator, you can, because this is paper 2, you can use calculator. Minus 3 divided 2 plus 2 equals to, in the fraction it will be 1 by 2p plus, and that is 4/3q. So this is how you find the value of the xy. This third part is a star question, a star question. Okay, so I hope you understand, but if you have not understand, please rewind this video and see it again. Try to understand how this third part and the second part has been done. Okay, so dear students, we are moving to the next question, and the next question is on the functions. That's question number 10. He says f of x is 3 minus 2x divided by 5. G of x is equals to x minus 7 divided by 4. The first part they're asking is f of minus 4. So in this formula, f of x, put in the place of x, substitute minus 4 and find what's the value. Okay, so let me show you. So f of x is equals to 3 minus 2x divided by 5. F of minus 4 will be in that formula. Wherever you have x, substitute minus 4. So 3 minus 2 bracket minus 4 bracket close, the whole thing divided by 5. So you will have 3 plus 8, the whole thing divided by 5, 11 by 5, and that will be 2.2. So this is how you do question number 10, A part. Hopefully you understand. Question number 10 and its B part, he says find the f inverse of x. You want to find out the inverse of this function. So try to learn how the inverse is found. Okay, so I want f inverse of x. So I will suppose that let f of x is equals to y. So if this f will go on the other side, it will become inverse. So x is equals to f inverse of y. This is the main sentence which you have to write. Remember that. So then suppose f of x equals to y. In the place of f of x, put the value of the f of x, and that value was 3 minus 2x, the whole thing divided by 5 equals to y. Take this 5 to the other side, it will become 3 minus 2x equals to 5y. Take this 3 to the other side. Here it is plus 3, when it will go on the other side, it will become minus 3. So you will have minus 2x is equals to 5y minus 3. So x will be equals to 5y minus 3, the whole thing divided by minus 2. Give this minus to the upper in the numerator, and their order will change. This negative will become positive, this positive will become negative. So x will be equals to 3 minus 5y, the whole thing divided by 2. In the place of x, I can put f inverse of y. So f inverse of y is equals to 3 minus 5y, the whole thing divided by 2. Now I will change the variable. So f inverse of x is equals to 3 minus 5x divided by 2. So this is the standard method of finding the inverse of a function. And hopefully you understand this. That was question number 10 and its B part. Okay, so that was 3 marks question, and now we have this C part is also 3 marks question, and that's the last question of this paper. He says g of p is equals to f of p plus 1. Find the value of the p. So what does this mean? This means that in this function, g of p, in the place of x put p, and in this function in the place of x put p plus 1, and make them equal, and then find the value of the p. So let me show you how this is done. So here f of x is 3 minus 2x by 5, and p of x is x minus 7, the whole thing divided by 4. He says g of p is equals to f of p plus 1. So in this formula, put in the place of x put p minus 7 divided by 4. In this formula, in the place of x put p plus 1. So you have 3 minus 2 bracket p plus 1 bracket close divided by 5. So you will have cross multiply, and you will have 5 into p minus 7, 5p minus 35. This 4. So 4, and you open this bracket. 3 minus 2p minus 2, and 4 into this will be 1 minus 2p. So 5p minus 35 is equals to 4 minus 8p, and 5p plus 8p is equals to 4 plus 35. So 13p is equals to 39. So p is equals to 39 by 13. So p is equals to 3. So this is how you do this question. So my dear students, by doing this part, we have reached the end of this paper. And let me check it again to make sure. Yeah, this paper is done. That was a 3-mark question. So my dear students, today we have completed October, November 2020. DMAS 402421 paper. This paper is a paper 2, and this belongs from the zone 1. We have done the whole paper in a single video, in a single session. I have tried my best to explain all the concepts, and hopefully they are clear to you. But if you continue practicing them, you will master these concepts. So if you find that this video has helped you to understand this paper of mathematics and the concepts of mathematics, share the link of this video with your class fellows, with your teachers, with your friends, with your senior students, with your junior students. This will promote my channel, and that will be a great appreciation for me, for my work. It's a great blessing for me to teach you online. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a good day, and God bless you all.